What's up, Cancer? With your April, how do they feel about me love reading? This is for the lovely Cancerians, Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. This is a general love reading and may not resonate with every Cancer out there. So guys, this is a general. As always in a general, roles can be reversed, energies can be reversed, and cross watchers. This very well may play out from your perspective. So please just apply it how it fits, and if it's not for you, it's definitely not for you. This is for those who need guidance and clarity in a situation. Maybe you are in a connection where there's no communication, you're having issues, or you're separated. So if that sounds like a situation for you, then this is the reading for you. So Spirit, tell me about Cancer's person. The Hangman. The Tower. Meow. Two of Coins. The Priestess. Knight of Coins. Okay, so I feel like that's really significant in a reading where we're asking about like what unexpected changes are entering your life. There's kind of a bit of a message with that to buckle your seatbelt, to kind of flow with the uncertainty of life and the unexpected twists and turns. Be kind of receptive to maybe not knowing exactly how something will turn out, but just kind of flowing with it, flowing with the ups and downs. Like, I'm kind of seeing it as thinking of life as a little bit of a roller coaster, but this is giving me a really positive energy. So you might not know what twist is around the corner. You might not know what information is about to be revealed to you, or what opportunity might show up out of the blue. But this is giving me the feeling there might be a need to have an open mind and to be receptive to new opportunities, to new ideas, to just newness, to just unexpected changes. So I feel already like the universe has some big changes in store for you, and it's like your guides really want you to trust that you are moving in the right direction, even when it might seem like you're being taken off course. I feel like that for some of you, like that might be significant. There might be something that has already happened or that's happening in the near future for you that seems like a divergence from maybe your goal that you had in mind or the plan that you had set out for yourself. And this is kind of this message that even when it doesn't seem like things are lining up exactly as you had planned or exactly as you had hoped, trust that you're still on the right path. Trust that this unexpected twist or opportunity is bringing blessings into your life. I'm also kind of picking up on that some of you might have an opportunity that pops up out of nowhere for you. And it might even be something that initially kind of presents itself as a distraction. Yeah, I'm trying to get a hold of that energy, but I feel like for a lot of you, you might have kind of your eye on the target or your eye on some goal, and like an opportunity or a person, an event might pop up. And initially it's like, I feel like you think of this thing as like, oh, this will be a waste of time, or this will be a distraction to me. I really need to be getting this other thing done. I shouldn't be focusing over here. But I feel like the more you feel drawn and called to this thing, the more you're going to realize that like, the universe has a plan. This is part of the plan. This might not be as much of a distraction as you think. Yeah, I just keep hearing for your highest good. So some unexpected twist is really for your highest good. And it's like the plan that the universe has cooked up for you is even better than the plan that you had previously imagined. I'm kind of seeing somebody who's like working on a project or something, or working to maybe start a business or expand a business, and they have an idea of exactly how that's going to go, or like exactly what they think their path to success is. And then this other thing comes out of nowhere, and it's like, that's not my plan. This is a distraction. I feel really called to do this. I feel like I really want to spend my time doing this, but this is actually not part of the plan. And it's like, you might not realize that this thing that has popped up as a complete like side note is how it's coming through. Total side note, like, hey, you want to pay attention to this over here. This could actually be the thing. Like, this could be the path to success. This could be the path to a door opening, or the path to you meeting someone that's very significant in your life. So, be open to the little surprises, the twists, the turns. I feel like some of these unexpected changes might have to do with some aspect of your spirituality. And like trusting the path that you're being led down, I feel like is going to in turn help to strengthen your spiritual connection. It might even be helping you to tap into your intuition or to listen to your intuition a little bit more. I feel like in terms of timing around these unexpected changes, because I have left this pretty vague in terms of timing. It's like in the near future, which means a lot of different things to different people. I feel like a message that could be coming out for some of you um, is it's kind of pointing me with this first quarter moon in Aquarius. Now, you could be paying attention to moon cycles, and you could actually be looking for a time that the moon is in Aquarius, or when the moon is actually in its first quarter phase in the sign of Aquarius. So you might actually be looking at very specific times like that. But we also might be generally kind of looking at Aquarius season. That might be a significant time for you. So that's from around the 20th of January to about the 18th of February. So just a general time frame there. Things might not fall within those exact dates, but somewhere around there might be a significant time for you. It's also really interesting to me as I think about this, like Aquarius is the 11th sign of the zodiac, and you had the number 1111 pulled for you, and this is pile one, reading one. So I'm seeing a pattern here, and I'm kind of wondering if there's some significance around the number 11 for you, because this could be a number that you have become increasingly more aware of, or has kind of presented itself more and more along your journey. And it also could be a number that is becoming more obvious to you, or is making itself more known to you within the next couple of months. So yeah, interesting there. I'm actually getting kind of excited. I'm going to start shuffling here for the Oracle cards because I want to get more energy out here. But I'm getting kind of excited to see what changes are in store for you, because I'm already sensing this theme of pleasant surprises, synchronicities, because there's a lot of pleasant surprises and synchronicities already showing up in your reading. Like the little things that didn't even have heard of me. I'll script one, and you're literally getting 1111 as your number. So I'm getting kind of this this sense of synchronicities and something in your life developing in a way that you had never imagined, or in a way that you didn't really think was possible for you. Trusting in the universe, trusting these unexpected events that life throws at you. So what's interesting is that you really might find that something that you brushed off as completely insignificant, and like we were talking about as a distraction even, is actually going to turn out to be a big opportunity for you. And for some of you, I feel like this does have to do with meeting a person, reconnecting with someone. And this could even just be a random thing that happens, like a random event that happens, or a random thing that you participate in. But it actually turns out to play a major role, is how this is coming through. A major role in some of these big changes that are showing up for you. Yeah, there's something else here. It's kind of giving me the feeling that sometime in the near future, I feel like you're going to be looking back over some of the events that have taken place, and it's like you're starting to see the path that you were being led down, even if you had really no idea that maybe that one seemingly insignificant meeting or event or activity that you participated in, even if it's a random idea that you had, like you have a random idea pop into your head and you're like, whatever, like it's just a thought I had, it's insignificant, it doesn't matter, and you kind of brush it aside. It's like that one thought or that event or that person that you meet is going to lead to some sort of fulfillment or some kind of accomplishment. It's connected. And 1111 is also a sign that there's a new opportunity for growth right around the corner for you. I do feel like this does require some amount of trust, because we have this card that's saying to trust the universe. So an opportunity for growth that requires you to trust, to step into an unknown situation with the confidence that you are on the right path, that you are being led in the right and the most beneficial direction. I feel like I have to start with this hawk, and it's interesting because I was like so into this other energy, but this hawk energy here, I'm a little bit I'm a little bit blown away by this message here because I hate I'm thinking back to like my notes that I've taken on like hawk energy and stuff because I will scribble down notes about like animal energy, things I notice, things I pick up on, and it's like I kid you not, I feel like this is tying in such a way that it's like it's kind of shocking to me, but it's like the hawk is actually a sign that even when a message seems really small or very simple, that you shouldn't ignore it because it has the power to or the significance to change the course of your life. And we were just talking about something that may initially appear to be really insignificant, even a distraction from what you thought you should be focusing on. That thing kind of turning out to be some pivotal um, event for you. So very interesting that this message has come out. Pops are known to be like a messenger from spirit. Um, so these changes, I feel like the changes that you're going through in the near future are likely going to affect you on a spiritual level, even if that is simply that this is all helping you to learn to trust more. Because I'm thinking that because the hawk represents sort of this watchful figure, the hawk sees every little detail, and in a lot of ways, because of its point of view, up real high, it's like the hawk is all seeing. So I feel like something is coming into your life that's going to strengthen your faith and strengthen your belief that you aren't alone, that you haven't been alone, that your prayers are being answered, that your prayers are being heard. Um, I feel like for some of you, this might be a time that you're meeting your spirit guides for the first time, or maybe reconnecting with spirit guides or angels that at one time you felt more connected to. This is giving me kind of an energy of someone who maybe was more connected to all things spiritual or just more connected to the spiritual realm as a child. And it's like you're coming back into connection with some of these gifts or with this spiritual connection or the spiritual bond that you once felt. So for some of you, this might have to do with a spiritual gift that you're connecting to. So I feel like you might not expect to be able to tap into this gift. This could be happening for the first time. The hawk is a symbol of clairvoyance. So this could be clairvoyance specifically, but this could also be any other kind of spiritual gift. I feel like for some of you, you're really tapping into these gifts and abilities, and this is either happening for the very first time and a gift or ability is being revealed to you that you were not aware of up until this point. Or this is something that you feel like has sort of faded away, like something that you were really able to do, tap into, connect with, maybe as a child or in the years past. And you kind of feel like this gift may have faded away for you, or like you can't tap back into it. It was once clear and now it's not. And I feel like this is coming back for some of you, or it's showing up for the first time. So very interesting. I feel like this has something to do with the healing and with the growth, but it's actually allowing you to connect on a deeper spiritual level and even tap into psychic gifts and abilities, tapping into your intuition. Yeah, for a lot of you, it's your intuition, being able to hear that intuitive voice a lot more clearly. And that's helping you to trust. That's helping you to see that you are on the right track, that you're moving in the right direction. Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of growth for you, number one, not only personally, because there's definitely a lot of personal and individual growth here, but I also see growth in relationships for some of you. We have this forgiveness and this healing, and I feel like for a lot of you, relationships in your life are being healed and there's growth happening, maybe in relationships or connections where it felt like things were really stagnant, like communication had broken down or the relationship itself had broken down. There's growth here, and I feel like this is just because of the nature of this reading, this is growth that you might not expect. So this could be a relationship that you have completely written off, that you thought was over and done with. Relationships that you thought had broken down for sure. You thought that maybe you can never heal from the hurt that was caused here, or that someone in your life would never heal from maybe a way that you hurt them, or a way that this connection hurt them, possibly when it fell apart. Um, I feel like you guys are experiencing a lot of forgiveness. Either you're being forgiven or you're healing in a way that allows you to forgive and leave things in the past, which is really just clearing the path for you to move forward. That's why you have this energy of growth here, because when we are able to truly heal and put things behind us, we can grow, we can reach that next level. And I feel like for you guys, this next level is a matter of you literally soaring with this hawk energy here. So this growth means you're soaring, like you're taking off. Okay, I feel like let's see how to word this, because what I'm feeling is kind of this heaviness. So for a lot of you, you might have a situation in your life. This could be issues with your family. This could be an issue in relationships, but something that you felt you really need to heal from, something that you felt if you didn't have this particular hang up, or maybe you felt blocked in a way. And it's like, if you didn't have this blockage, you would be able to soar. There would be things that you could accomplish. Fears would fade away, things like that. I'm feeling like a lot of this healing, this growth, this forgiveness, it's allowing you to kind of shed a weight. So this is almost like someone who's felt so weighed down that they couldn't soar. They couldn't reach the height that they wanted to. But with this hawk energy, I see you guys reaching this point where things are changing in a way where you feel like that weight has been released. That energy that was holding you back or holding you down is now being shed. And it's like you can soar high and you can see a lot from this vantage point. That's what's so important about this, is like, I feel like for a lot of times we're in situations when we can't see past the hurt. We can't see past the pain of a situation. And once this healing takes place, you're able to really get a higher perspective on something. And you might be seeing things in a way that you never expected. So you might even be viewing the way that things went down in a relationship, or some of the events that have happened to you in the past, maybe something from your childhood. You're viewing it in a much different way from this new vantage point, from this hawk's perspective. I'm also, from this growth card, I'm getting kind of the energy. If you look at this, it's like this little sprout that she's kind of holding and nurturing. To me, this is kind of symbolic of a seed that you may have planted in the past. And we're looking at changes that you're not expecting. So I think for a lot of you, some seed that you planted in the past is going to take root and sprout. And this might happen at a time that you don't expect. So this could be like, let's say you applied for a job a long time ago and you kind of you never heard back and you just wrote that off as, I guess they weren't interested. Well, maybe your application makes it onto the desk of the big boss, or your resume is noticed, and it's like someone's coming across your work, your accomplishments, this effort that you put in the past, and giving you the opportunity now. For some of you, this is about some sort of portfolio that you've built up. So some body of work. This could be like a portfolio of art, or even videos that you've posted online. And maybe these things didn't have a lot of traction while you were actively pursuing them. These could even be things that you totally forgot about. You put it on the back burner, and then you start to see activity. You start to see people are interested. So yeah, I feel like some of this growth is unexpected. And I'm also getting the feeling that some of this growth is as a result of healing areas of your life that you never thought had anything to do with some of the areas that you'll see growth in. Like sometimes we have blockages around, let's say we have a blockage around our finances, our money, and like how much we can make, how much we can earn, how much we can grow financially, and how abundant we can be. And this blockage could have come from an emotional hurt, an emotional wound from our childhood. And I think sometimes we don't really make those connections, because it seems like, how does this thing have anything to do with this thing? But it actually does end up blocking us, affecting us, weighing us down in areas. So what I'm seeing here is that when you let this weight go, and this might be releasing in an unexpected way at an unexpected time for you. This could even be finding forgiveness in a situation that you didn't think you would find forgiveness in. But it's like this weight gets dropped, and then I'm just seeing doors opening and growth happening in areas that you didn't really know were related. So you might see financial growth based on healing an emotional wound, or vice versa. You might heal some kind of financial wound or some sort of wound around stability, or your base needs being met, and that might affect an emotional issue in your life. So I do think that some of the work that you're doing, you might be actively working to heal one area of your life. And the message I'm seeing here is that the benefit that you get from healing that area of your life kind of expands and extends into these other areas that you might not have even realized were connected. But suddenly you'll notice it's much easier to succeed. It's much easier to see growth. It's much easier to get this perspective of the hawk and to fly high, to soar in areas that you didn't even know were being affected by some kind of wound here. Really interesting. I kind of feel like, because we were talking about something that, like, this is unexpected growth, and we were also in the beginning talking about something that might seem insignificant to you, or something that you are really taking seriously at first. So this is giving me the feeling of something like something that starts out as a hobby, and you're seeing major growth from this thing or from this area of your life. And so it's kind of trusting the plan here that's so important, because it's just giving me the feeling that you don't know where this is going to lead. It's something that could start out as like, that's really simple, or I'm just doing this for fun. I'm not taking this very seriously at all. And it's like, this thing is actually going to reshape your reality, reshape your world. It's helping you to push your limits. And I feel like something starts to gain traction, even if it's as diversions from what you originally thought you were going to be focused on. You start to see growth and traction in an area that was really unexpected. You start to see yourself in this hawk energy of soaring high, of flying, of hitting goals in an area that wasn't even the plan. Really, it wasn't the plan. So this is why, like, trusting the universe is super important. Yeah, I feel like your path may have been very, very windy. That's kind of how this is coming through. I just keep seeing a winding path, but it's like every challenge has held in it some sort of lesson, or it has pushed you to grow, to expand. It's pushed you even to do this healing, to heal things even from past lives. I'm hearing for some of you that some of this healing that's happening is healing wounds from past life issues. So it's pushed you to change your perspective and to see the bigger picture. But I'm just kind of realizing what this Knight of Wands energy really is. I feel like the Knight of Wands is a very forward moving energy, very passionate energy. And it's like, what are we going to do with this passion? Where are we going to go with this passion? I feel like for a lot of you, because this is kind of the energy of something that might show up as insignificant or even a distraction at first, how you're going to know that this is something that could be, in fact, very significant is there will be a tug. There will be kind of a passionate draw and a feeling that makes you want to move toward it. So it's like, even if this is something you're trying for the second time, for the third time, for the fourth time, for some reason it's coming through like that, you might have the opportunity for growth in this area in a way that you didn't have before, in a way that like the opportunity wasn't there before, because I'm seeing so much transformation here that it's like you might be a new person now approaching this problem. And it's like, it doesn't necessarily have to be a problem, but this could have been something that was problematic for you. This could have been something that was a passion you wanted to pursue and you didn't see how. Or this could be a passion that pops up out of nowhere and it's like, I don't have time for this, but the Knight of Wands can't resist. The Knight of Wands will be drawn toward his passions. And I feel like this healing, this forgiveness, and this new point of view is allowing you to move closer to your passions and to kind of to be able to do this without that weight holding you down. I just feel like this is like this is your time in a way. And I feel like that message has been coming through from time to time in various piles and different readings that I'm doing. But like with the Wheel of Fortune, and trust in the universe. It's like you've just been kind of directed to this time when things could start to click into place for you, or when you could start to see some of the things that were hidden from you before. Really tapping into intuition here. We have the Hierophant at the bottom of the deck, so more major arcana energy here. We have Taurus energy with this. So yeah, I'm feeling like because the Hierophant can deal with like traditions or conformity, kind of conventional things. This might be a little bit of a switch for you. This might be a switch from the more expected or the more conventional. This can even talk about a commitment that you're finding toward. I feel like this might be a passion. This could even be a commitment with a fire sign energy, with a Aries, Leo, Sagittarius energy. So this might be, for some of you, this might be referencing a partner. I was kind of getting soulmate energy here, and this could be higher commitment to that. I feel like for a lot of you, this is commitment to self, commitment to that growth, commitment to this passion, and to making this transformation. Wow. I'm going to wrap up your reading with a little bit of advice. I just want to pull some cards and just, wow, it's so on. Flip. We have reflect. We'll just see what comes through here. And this might be talking about an approach, reflection. This could be a major way to help you heal. What advice do you have for number 1 going forward? Advice and guidance for number 1. I just heard look at the time. Look at that time. I looked up at the clock and we were at 36:11. So there was another 11. I think that's a message for you. Oh, divine timing. Divine timing is Wheel of Fortune energy. So yeah, this is all happening in divine timing. That might have been why I just didn't get the time. It could have been about divine timing. This might be a direct message for you though. So there might be, you might literally need to look at the time right now and there might be a message for you there. But this could be something that you're noticing on the clock. And this could even be another reference back to this 11:11 energy. Maybe you're seeing 11:11 on the clock. Gift from above. Oh, you guys, I just got chills. Gift from above. That's a reiteration of this hawk energy. Like I was saying, the hawk is known to be kind of a messenger of spirit, to carry down important messages on their wings from spirit. We have enjoy the journey. You actually just had a bunch of messages pop out. You had passion, Knight of Wands, and we have this card, have we met before? So for some of you, this is about a person that you maybe have met before, and you might be coming back into contact with them, someone you feel very familiar with, someone that feels like home, someone that feels like something just clicks into place when you meet them. I feel like for a lot of you, this is actually referencing this passion or this pull, some kind of change that you're experiencing, because this is kind of the energy of like, I think for a lot of you, this is a passion that you maybe have ignored for a little while, something you maybe let go of. Even a gift that you're tapping back into, because this is something that feels very familiar to you. So there's this energy of like, ah, there it is. Like I'm back in tune with this. This feels so familiar. Have we done this before? This might even be an activity that you're participating in, and it's like, it feels like you were meant to do this, or like you've done this before. Maybe like a new hobby or something you have done before. It could even be in a past life. It just feels so familiar to you. It feels right. You feel at home when you're in this space or when you're participating in this activity. And we're dealing here with the energy of gift from above, divine timing, and enjoying this journey. I feel like that's a really important message for you, because like we were talking about, you can't do this wrong. Your journey has been perfectly crafted for you to learn the lessons you need to grow into the person that you came here to be. And enjoying that journey is really crucial. Kind of trusting the universe, like we were talking about, the twists and turns. Have fun, enjoy this, enjoy the little unexpected things that pop up out of nowhere, because the impact that they have on your life could be more significant than you even know. So yeah, I think I'm going to leave it there for you guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with me and letting me read your cards. If you did enjoy this reading, if you resonated with any of these messages, don't forget to like the video, leave me a comment down below, and hit subscribe if you feel like it. And hopefully I'll see you again in another reading really soon. Bye. Hi, number 2, if you were drawn to this oracle card and the number 88, this is going to be your reading. We're going to be finding out what changes you don't see coming, what unexpected changes and blessings are entering your life, and how are you going to navigate them. That's what we're going to be looking at in this reading. So yeah, let's look at the message on your card. This card is actually last quarter moon in Aquarius. And it says reflect on your priorities. Interesting, because the first group, although we could see the little astrological sign on it, I don't know if you like picked up on it, but the first group also had Aquarius energy. So there might be some sort of similarity or tie-in that's happening with reading 1 and reading 2. If you did feel drawn to reading 1 as well, you might want to check it out. I just feel it's so interesting because as soon as I tapped into your energy, I feel your energy kind of grounding and becoming more stable in some way. It's almost like something that, yeah, it's like something that so far up until now has only been a thought in your mind or a dream. It's coming through as a dream in your heart. So I don't know if this is directly related to like a love or romantic type of connection, but this is something that's like only been a thought in your mind so far. It hasn't actually materialized. It's like it's becoming more real. You might be seeing this thing for the first time in the near future, or seeing your plans come to life, or literally holding something in your hands for the first time in the near future. I just heard prototype. It's so weird. We're going to use it as an example because you might be able to apply it to whatever situation is going on in your life. But this would be like if you were an inventor and you have this wild idea, you have this crazy idea, you're excited about it, but you're the only person that can see this thing. You can only see it in your imagination. It only lives in your internal world. And now you're having this thing actually built, and maybe like the prototype is shipped to you now. And like you can actually take this thing out and hold it in your hand. And it's like that vision that I had, that dream that I had, that idea is now real and tangible and it's in my hand. So that can show up in so many ways. For some of you, this could have to do with bringing a child into this world. This could be about that dream actually being grounded in reality and coming through in a very physical and human way. But this can be a lot of things. This is any kind of dream or desire of your heart. This can even be a relationship or a connection that has been, I really don't want to put it like this, but I feel like for those of you that this resonates with, you know what I mean because you've actually had this thought. You thought this whole thing was in your head. Or there are times where you're like, is this all in my head? Am I making this up? Have I dreamed up this whole connection? Or this can also mean it's kind of a relationship that has never been able to be physical. You haven't seen this person in real life. And that can make you feel a little bit odd sometimes. Like, I feel all of these feelings, but I don't have the actual physical evidence. This can be kind of an indication that these things are coming into physical form. We're dealing with the number 88, which is a number of manifestation. 8s are a number of manifestation. And I also associate 8s with diligent, focused work, which I find kind of interesting because your card says reflect on your priorities. So this is kind of giving me the feeling that a manifestation you've been working on is reaching some level of either completion or a level of success that makes it feel real for the first time. Something that you have prioritized, something that was important to you, is becoming real. Yeah. I'm sensing that there's something you're really going for here, some dream that you would like to manifest, something that you would like to bring into your life. Um, yeah. I feel like what you might not see coming here, because it's really interesting. I feel like you know what this thing is, and so that's not what you don't see coming for a lot of you. You've already identified this thing and you know what you would like to manifest, what you would like to bring into your life. That's not the surprise. The surprise is how much you can actually accomplish or how close you're going to get to this manifestation when you are focused, when you have clarity around what's most important to you. Um, I feel like sometimes we have to be reminded that everything we say yes to means that we're saying no to something else because we can only fit so much on our plate. And um, even if we think we can do it all, in reality, we are limited by our resources like time, our energy, our finances, even. So, this is kind of giving me, and I want this energy to feel really empowering to you because that's how it's meant to be. That's how it's coming through. That's how it feels to me. Everything you say yes to means you're saying no to something else. So it really makes you get focused. Sometimes we think we can say yes to everything, but in reality, we can't. So it's about saying yes to those things that are very meaningful to us, things that we really want to put our time into, things that we really want to manifest and create in our lives. And that will mean that other things that are less important to us, that don't matter so much, will fall away. So this is really a message that your manifestation is closer than you think it is. And for some of you, this is multiple manifestations I'm hearing. It's closer than you think. And if you are feeling a little bit stalled on bringing a manifestation into physical form, this is about making sure that that goal, that thing is prioritized, that your time and your energy and your resources are put toward this thing. And you're going to be so surprised how much you accomplish and how fast this moves when priorities are arranged so that you're putting that time and focus into what really matters the most to you. Um, wow, the results you're going to see. The results you're going to see. So it's like, let's take an example of like, let's say you really want to improve your fitness or and you want to exercise more. But because the actual exercising of it all never really seems to get prioritized because of a lot of things. You know, it can be because of demands from other people, because of busy schedules, because of long work hours, whatever it might be. Because that part of it doesn't get prioritized, you don't end up seeing the changes that you want to see in that area. So there's never enough time to get to the gym, or there's not enough time to get this workout in before you're completely exhausted and just spent for the day. Um, it's kind of giving me that feeling of like sometimes you have to do 1,000 other things before you can get to what you really want to, before you can get that to that top priority. And it might be that you're really just spreading yourself too thin and finding it difficult to do it all. But this is really kind of giving me the feeling of like simplifying things. You don't have to do it all. Wow, you guys might not be seeing. Okay, so this might be something you're not seeing right now, that it needs to actually be simplified to accomplish more. You're going to make more meaningful changes in areas that are truly important to you by simplifying and eliminating those things that really aren't that important. Yeah, yeah. I'm feeling like one change that you don't see coming, and this probably branches out into the multiple areas of your life, it's that your manifestations are almost supercharged and massively sped up when you're clear and you're deliberate about your priorities. And that really might mean clearing some space on your to-do list, clearing away those things that aren't resonating with you anymore. And there also might be a need to put a hold on something if you are kind of going off in too many directions at once. There might be something that is important to you, but it's not important right now, and it needs to be kind of placed on the back burner. And all of this attention and focus needs to go to that one big goal of yours, or those couple of big goals, really putting as much attention and focus as you can there. And it's like your manifestation just, whoa, like I just feel it's just a supercharged kind of feeling here. Super fast. It's like you cannot be stopped once you're focusing your priorities. Get in line. Okay, I'm really interested to see what other energies come out for you, because um this is actually huge to not see. Basically, your manifestation abilities really amping up here, and you might not see that coming, but I want to see if we can like see specifically what some of these manifestations might be. And it might not come through like that, but just like I'm saying, it really feels like this is your ability to manifest and to bring a lot of different things into your life, and it's almost like starting to knock one thing out at a time. Like you're identifying what that top priority is, what that most important thing is, but it's almost like a domino effect, because once you have achieved that, once you've accomplished that, um, first of all, your manifestation abilities and skills are like amped up. You've eliminated something from your list of things to do, and you have this feeling of accomplishment after doing that. So it's actually helping you to bring in more manifestations. This is a much less scattered energy. I'm feeling, if you've been feeling scattered like a chicken with your head cut off, that's not what to say, a chicken with its head cut off. If you kind of feel like you've been running in a lot of different directions trying to make a lot of things happen, it's like kind of this message of simplifying is actually going to make so much more progress. And then it's like boom, 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 like just checking things off the list after that. I don't think you guys see how, like, how many changes and how much manifestation energy is going on for you right now. I'm shuffling your oracles. I don't know if I said that, but I'm just anxious to see what we have going on here. So we have authenticity. This is card 13. I just immediately think of the death card. That transformation. Let's see what else we've got. Yeah, simplicity brings so much abundance is what I'm hearing. So much more of what you actually want is coming into your life, and it's through simplifying and focusing on these priorities. So it's like you're finding quality in the direction that you're moving in rather than quantity. I really hope that makes sense, but it's like instead of moving in a million different directions, you move in one focused direction and you make so much more progress. What else? Number 2. Changes to number 2's coming. Oh, they were your card. Let's see. Adventures. Okay. So your priorities. Some of you, I feel like, oh, I want to get the rest of your cards out here. I feel like for some of you, traveling is a priority for you right now. It's something that you really want to experience. It's something you really want to, and this might be really long distance travel. This could even be referencing moving or kind of living in multiple locations, like going from place to place. And this might be something that needs to be prioritized right now, because it feels like it's a really authentic part of you, a really authentic desire of yours, a really authentic piece of your puzzle and your personality. We have support. I'm going to pull an animal spirit card for you, and then we're going to look at this as a whole. Number 2. Changes you don't see coming. Changes you don't see coming. Do you not see coming? Ooh. Oh my goodness. Okay, so you got the spider. My goodness, you guys. The spider is a sign of manifestation, and also another symbol of the number 8. So definitely there might be some sort of connection with you to the number 8. I also think I forgot to mention that if we're looking at maybe timing around when these changes might start coming into your life, when you might start noticing changes. We did have Aquarius energy here, so this might be during Aquarius season. This might be significant to you, and this was the same with reading number 1. So around the 20th of January to about the 18th of February might be significant. For some of you, this is birthday season for you, I'm hearing, and this might even be that you are receiving an unexpected gift or a surprise. I feel like this gift might be directly related to a manifestation that you're working on. It might be a tool or a service that helps you accomplish this dream. This could even, we're looking at this adventures card, this could even be a gift of travel, or like a trip that you're planning with friends, family members, something, maybe someone pays for your plane ticket or something like that for you to like travel to a location that you really want to. Yeah, with this support, somebody supports your dreams here. And I feel like for a lot of you, it might not be what you are expecting. You might not expect to receive help or support in this area. You might even be receiving help or support in terms of getting your priorities where you need them to be. So maybe it's like your partner or your mother, your roommate, you're someone who's close to you. They might be helping you to get some of the things done that aren't really a priority of yours, and so that you can focus on exactly what you're trying to manifest. So kind of keep that in mind and be open to that support, because you might not expect it, but it is coming. I'm noticing something really interesting here. We have authenticity and adventure. So we have AA, and then here we have support and spider, SS. So that's kind of crazy. And these might represent an initial for you. I feel like for some of you, this might have something to do with like your name begins with an A, and maybe your partner or a romantic interest also has a name that begins with an A, or they might have a name that begins with an S. These could also be referencing a month of the year. So we were talking about timing, and we were looking around Aquarius season, another A. But we might be looking at, let's see, April, August, September could be significant months for you. And this could even be times maybe that have already happened that kind of play into this manifestation that you're working on. So these might be crucial months where something important happened, or an idea or an opportunity was presented to you during these months. So very interesting there. And gosh, I feel like this is for like one person. I'm going to say it because I'm hearing this AA. So this could have something to do with overcoming an addiction for some of you. And this is a manifestation that you're working on. I feel like, gosh, you guys, like the power in this, the power for you to overcome this. And this doesn't have to be someone who's necessarily had like a particular addiction. This could even be, thought patterns and like habitual negative thoughts, or something that you're trying to overcome, some kind of maybe a mental hang up that you've been trying to overcome. I feel like there's just so much energy and so much positivity around manifesting this change here. I feel like a message that's really coming through for you is that when you are really true to yourself with this authenticity kind of energy, being really true to yourself and really acknowledging and honoring what you want to create in your life, you find yourself in this place where not only do you have the support, but it's like there is literally no stopping you. There is no stopping the manifestation that you're able to bring into your life. I feel like August is super significant. I'm looking at this spider again and thinking about this number 8. August is the 8th month, and we have all this reference to something that starts with an A and the number 8 and this manifestation energy. So you might want to keep August in mind, or August might already be something that's significant to you and you already know this. I feel like for a lot of you, it has something to do with a lot of work that you've put in. The spider is kind of a symbol of hard work and dedication. So I feel like whatever this manifestation is, or these manifestations, these are things that you've been willing to work hard at. I kind of get the little image and the story of the spider. Like a spider's going to weave a web every single day. And if that web is destroyed, the spider will weave another web. Like they're very diligent workers, very serious about what they do. And when you're passionate about something, I feel like you can work on it forever and ever. And it's about making those things that you're passionate about and those things that you're working on forever and ever, making those things a priority. And there's something here about learning how to work really smart, because I feel like um, what's really interesting about this is I feel like you guys are able to accomplish more by doing less. And this is something that you're not kind of realizing is coming. Like you're figuring out ways to work really, really smart and not really hard. And I think part of that starts with getting really clear on what's important to you. Once you know that, you can manifest it really, really fast. So really interesting. I'm also really drawn to, on the support card, you see this infinity symbol here? I can't stop looking at it, and it's kind of reminding me of the infinity symbol that's above the magician's head on the first card of the major arcana. So this is another reference to manifestation. Wow. Okay. Yeah. There's something really coming through about this manifestation that you guys are working on. It's something that you really want to bring into your life. Um, and it might be kind of new territory. So I'm tapping back into the spider energy, and it's like when spiders travel into new territory, they will often remain connected to like a safety thread, just a single thread of the silk that they weave. In case something goes wrong, they can like they can kind of be pulled back into familiar territory, or they can go back to a place that they know. And I feel like for you, this is not really about you needing kind of like that safety net or something. I feel like for you, this is referencing this authentic place. I think that that single thread for you is tapping into that authenticity, remaining connected to what's truly important to you and what feels real and what feels authentic. And it's like you cannot be lost when you're tapped into that authenticity. You can't be confused about what you're manifesting or what you're bringing into your life when you're tapped into exactly what you want. And it's just remaining connected to that thread, remaining connected to that important piece, that essence of you. And it's like this opens up so many doors here. You have this adventures card. It's opens up so many doors for you. There's unexpected travel on the horizon. And a lot more support than you realize. I feel like for some of you, if traveling is a concern because maybe you have like, this is going to sound potentially really skillful, and it's like maybe you have all these adventures you want to go on, but you have like animals at home or something that has to be cared for, and you're like, I can't leave this behind. I'm not sure how I can do what I want to do and still maintain everything. This could even be like your house plants, or is there something like that you don't want to leave behind? And it's like you have support from those around you that are going to help you to make these dreams. So someone might watch your fur baby, or watch your place while you're gone, or something like that. I feel like there is more support and more help for you than you realize. Let's pull some tarot and see what we've got going on here. Number 2. Unexpected changes are headed your way. What unexpected changes are headed your way? That safety thread it just keeps coming back into my view. So there must be something there. Some idea that hasn't been explored. I feel like this has to do with those priorities, and that safety thread. I'm just calling it that because that's kind of what I would call it, like if we were talking about the spider. But I feel like that idea is kind of connecting back to this idea of priorities, like being connected to that one thing that is super important, keeping that in your focus, and like being able to accomplish this a lot faster. 6 of Wands energy, talk about accomplishment. Being able to accomplish this a lot faster than you thought was possible. Like you might not realize that this manifestation is right around the corner. This victory is right around the corner. 6 of Wands, this is about recognition. This is about praise, being noticed, winning an award. accomplishing that work. There's a lot of energy on you. Four of Wands. Wow. A lot of focus and attention. Fire energy. Let's scoot this over. That's exciting. That's exciting. So we're looking at a lot of passionate fire sign energy. Five of Wands. Okay, now I'm curious. What changes we're doing hot seat coming? Let's look at this. Old Wands energy. Changes for number 2. More fire energy, Leo energy with that strength card. 9 of Cups. Wow, you guys. Okay. So we've got some Aries, Leo, Sagittarius energy, but we're really focusing in here on that Leo energy with the strength card coming out for you. 9 of Cups is about your wishes being fulfilled, dreams coming true. It's a lot about material abundance, but I'm using that word material sort of loosely right now and kind of metaphorically, because we were talking about something coming into physical form, actually being manifested. So this material abundance is kind of the abundance of something being very real here. And I feel like that I love this. I love the way this is depicted, because this is kind of that energy of like sitting back, relaxing, letting it all flow in, looking around you and thinking, this is exactly what I wanted. This is exactly how I wanted this to turn out. I've got everything that I need here. The 9 of Cups also reminds us that to get what we want, some things have to fall away. And I feel like that's an energy we've been playing with here a lot, because reflecting on our priorities is kind of that energy. Like, we can't do it all, and we have to choose what we really want to do. And we have to find ways that we aren't spending so much of our time on someone else's priorities and never making our own dreams come true. But this is really showing you stepping into that energy of manifesting what you want to have in your life, having that victory. I do wonder if for some of you, there have been obstacles in the way, or maybe somebody who was a little resistant, maybe someone that you didn't think was supportive of your dreams that's close to you, because we have this 5 of Wands energy. I love that we had the support card come out for you, because that shows you that there's support maybe in places that you didn't realize. There might be someone, a very prominent person in your life that maybe isn't the most supportive all the time, but there is support there for you. So it's about knowing where to look. And we can look at this idea of priorities as prioritizing kind of the energy that we let in our life, the people that we surround ourselves with. There might be people who need to fall away because they have a pretty negative perspective, and because they don't want to support your dreams. And that's okay. That's okay. This is why we have this strength card, because you're really strong enough to persevere through that. You're strong enough to cut the ties when they just aren't working for you anymore. If they're not in your highest good, if they're not going to help you manifest all of your dreams and wishes and desires, then that's okay. But there's definitely support there for you. And a lot of water energy. You see this on the support card? Definite water sign energy there. Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio energy there, also with the 9 of Cups. We have the Queen of Wands at the bottom of the deck. You guys are stepping into some kind of power. The Queen of Wands, I would describe her as authentic. We have the card of authenticity. I would describe her as authentic, as powerful, as spicy, charismatic, feisty, and very confident. So I feel like there is kind of this confidence that you're bringing with you into this next phase, and a lot of confidence around your ability to manifest and create what you want in your life. And this might be something that you just didn't see happening. And I feel like this is because these manifestations are coming into your life, so you might not have realized how confident you were going to feel, or how easily you were going to bring these changes in. You might not have noticed that. the moon underneath that. My goodness, you guys. There's a lot to be uncovered here. That card actually showed up in reading one. So yeah, there's a lot that's being revealed to you and uncovered. And I think this does have to do with what you're prioritizing in your life. Let's move her over there. She was bottom of the deck energy, but I wanted this queen out here because I feel like this is a huge representation of the energy that you're stepping into. This energy of confidence and this energy of charisma. If we look at the Queen of Wands, we look at the Six of Wands, this is somebody who has a spotlight on them. So this might have something to do with that manifestation. You might be manifesting a following, an audience, support from your followers, things like that. Because with this Six of Wands energy, this Queen of Wands, it's like you're in the spotlight and you're ready to kind of step into this place of, it's almost a place of being like a leader, being a light, having a voice, being recognized for your contributions, and you're feeling that love and you're feeling that support. And the reason that this is happening is because you are moving from a really authentic place. You're moving from a place of realness, and you're focused on what's important to you, what experiences and adventures you want to have in your life. This is not about somebody else's plan for you. This is about literally your plan and what's standing out to you as important and significant. Wow. Okay. Let's pull some messages and advice for you. And I've left this totally open. We're just going to see what comes through. Might be some messages from your guides. There is kind of something coming through, again, back to that spider energy. There's kind of this feeling of like when you're moving from this place of authenticity, and this place that feels really true to you and that's honoring you, I feel like you will always be safe in that energy. That's probably what was missing from the spider analogy and that safety thread before. You will always be safe in that energy. You could always rely on your inner guidance to lead you in the right direction. What messages or advice do you have for number 2? Changes number 2 doesn't see coming. But changes are coming. Oh my goodness. New you. Queen of Wands. I feel like that is the new you energy. The Queen of Wands. And like I was saying, confident, vibrant. The center of attention is how this is coming through. And this might not be an energy that you really see yourself in, but what I'm seeing here is that when you're in this authentic place, you really are the center of attention. You really do draw a lot of eyes. You draw a lot of recognition. People are interested in what you have to say. People are interested in what you're creating and what you're doing, and they want to support you. So there's something that you wanted to start manifest where you do need the support of others. You might need people to pitch in, to contribute. This might even be about starting some sort of foundation or like a nonprofit for some of you. For some reason that's coming through, and it's like you're really taking charge and taking the lead, and you're gaining the support of other people. People like what you're doing. They're seeing this light kind of like shine through. They're seeing this passion shine through. They're seeing that you're an authentic person that is moving from a place that's real, like from a place where this stuff's really important to you and you're really passionate about it. A lot of celebratory energy here. Remember who you are. Gosh, you guys. Oh my gosh. Talk about authenticity. Okay, let me, I'm going to slow down on these messages for a second because your guides just tied me back into something that kind of happened in the beginning of the reading. I was saying that for a lot of you, you know exactly what this manifestation is. And for some of you, your guides just kind of made me aware that you might not realize what this manifestation is. It is something that you were connected to at some other point, and you do know, like deep down, you do know what it is, but you might be at a place where you're kind of like, I don't really know what my priorities are. I don't know what I want to manifest. And your guides are saying when you tap back into that authentic place, again, that safety thread, when you're tucked back into that place that's truly you, that place that connects you to spirit, that place where all of the outside noise is drowned out and it's just about you and what you're feeling and what you came here to do, you will find out what this manifestation is. You will discover what it is. So if there is a question in your mind about what these priorities should be or what that number one should be, your guides are saying just remember who you are, tapping back into that. Isn't that so funny? Remember who you are and new you. So it's like connecting back to that authentic place is really giving birth to this new version of you. It's so crazy how that, I can see how that would work. Like, it sounds counterintuitive, but yeah, it's opening new doors to move from this place of authenticity. What other messages do you have for number 2? Ooh, oh, when you least expect it. When you least expect it. This can be opportunities, even these adventures, so maybe travels and things like that when you least expect it. Recognition when you least expect it. Progress and this manifestation falling right into your lap when you least expect it. Being in this 9 of Cups energy. At a time when you really didn't know. So if we're talking about timing, we did talk some about timing, Aquarius season, April, August, September, things like that. But we kind of have this other indication of this happening when you really have no clue. Let's see. Let's get you at least one more message. No, oh my gosh. Okay, we got more than one, but we had partnership and we had spiritual growth. So this might be about a partnership. We have support here. This could be a romantic partnership. This might be a business partnership for some of you. This could be about prioritizing a relationship or partnership for some of you, and it creating a lot of growth spiritually. This can even be about a partnership when you least expect it. I feel like opportunities are coming your way that you don't expect. And I almost feel like you go into operating from this authentic place with literally no expectations because it becomes something that's just important for you to do. I feel like it's that kind of energy, like, you know what, this is what I want to do. This is what I want to create and manifest in my life. And I'm just going to see where it takes me. I'm just going to do this because it brings me joy. I'm going to do this because it helps others. I'm going to do it because this is my calling. And then these opportunities are coming your way when you didn't even expect that. So maybe partnership opportunities, sponsorship opportunities, things like this, that you weren't doing this to create this result necessarily, but it's definitely a welcome consequence of you stepping into this authentic place and you operating from this new version of yourself. Wow, manifestation machine over here in number 2. No joke. No joke. So I think I'm going to wrap up your reading there. Thank you so much for hanging out with me and letting me read your cards. If you like this reading, if you resonated with any of these messages, don't forget to like it, leave me a comment down below, and hit subscribe if you feel like it. And hopefully I will see you again really soon in another reading. Bye. Hi, number 3, if you were drawn to this oracle card and the number 1, 2, 3, 4, this is going to be your reading. We're going to find out what changes you don't see coming in the near future. So let's look at your oracle card and see what message is on this. So we have first quarter moon in Aries, and this card says step into your power. Yeah, I'm already like, well, that's very interesting because you also have the number sequence 1, 2, 3, 4, which usually speaks to me about taking steps, like taking logical steps. First the first step, then the second, then the third, then the fourth, doing something in a natural progression or something unfolding in your life. So it's interesting, the wording on this card, step into your power, and then this number sequence that to me talks about steps, taking logical steps. So very interesting tie-in already going on with this energy here. We're dealing with Aries energy, and this is the energy of boldness, of action, of impulse, and this energy kind of focuses a lot around our passions and maybe even chasing our dreams. You may be in Aries or have significant Aries placements, but this could also be an indication of timing around changes that are headed toward you. So Aries season might be significant for you, and we'd be looking at around March 20th to April 20th in there. Take that kind of roughly because we're looking at possible signs and indications of when this might happen. So it could be during or right around Aries season. As I look at this more, it's like, wow, I'm tapping into this energy and kind of like the combination of the first quarter moon in Aries and the number sequence that was pulled for you. I feel like it's kind of blowing my mind right now, like to the point of I'm almost speechless, but that doesn't happen. So, um, yeah, because although Aries energy is about really stepping into this power, boldly chasing our dreams, boldly going after what we want, it really also serves as a reminder to make sure that we have a solid plan in place and a guarantee that this will like kind of work out, a solid plan to work through that will guarantee some level of success. So it really talks about a systematic approach, and that's kind of the other sign of the Aries coin, the way I look at it, because when we have Aries energy, we can lean into a more impulsive energy. So it really does, if you look at the other side of that coin, the advice there is to have a plan, to be more systematic. And so this is very interesting that we have this number sequence that would mean the same thing. Yeah, this is a systematic approach to your dreams and to your passions. So we're gonna play with that, and also again we're looking at what you don't see coming. So this could be something very solid or something very planned out, something very logical, a very logical approach to a passionate idea. And you might not see this coming, or you might not see how this works, how this is gonna work. That it could work for you, but this is kind of the energy that we're dealing with here. Yeah, what passion is fueling you? And there's a systematic approach on the horizon here. You might kind of find that you're a multi-talented or multi-passionate person, or that you have elements of your personality that at times seem to be at odds with each other. So you might have like a very passionate, artistic, creative side. That side of you, I feel like, is a really big dreamer, and you kind of big picture everything. And then there also might be a side of you that kind of likes to have a plan, or that doesn't maybe want to take massive risks. You want to have some kind of guarantee. Maybe a little bit of fear to put it out there, put everything out there all the time or sometimes. And I feel like there might even be a part of you that tends to overthink or get kind of stuck in an analysis period. If that's the case, I think you're going to be pleasantly surprised about how you're able to bring these two parts of yourself together into one. This might be a change that you don't see coming. You might have been in a place where you're struggling to see, how do I take this really passionate and kind of wild side of me, or more wild side, and balance that out with this side that wants more structure, or that wants some sort of guarantee, or that wants wants to see the success, maybe wants to see that success on paper. Like, yes, you feel that passion, but you want to see the reward on the other end. You want to see the realness on the other end. And it might have felt like these things are at odds. They live in two different worlds. And like, how do I even bring this together? I'm also seeing like somebody who's maybe, and because this reminds me of myself, so I can totally relate to this. Somebody who is really scientific and very factual and logical, and likes to get into the nitty gritty of all the facts and be very analytical, and then also has this crazy big dreamer, artistic side. And it's like, how do these things come together? This could even have presented a problem in terms of picking a career, because it's like, well, how do I merge these two things? These paths seem very different. Would I major in this topic or that topic? I have to make a choice. So there could be something around this for you. And I'm seeing that there's clarity coming in this area for you. If there's something in your life that just doesn't seem like it lines up, two things completely at odds, and you've had a struggle trying to figure out how to make those two things live in the same world, You're coming up with some sort of systematic approach to this, or you're balancing out this analytical side of yourself with this artistic side of yourself. And the wording might change a little bit, but if you do have these parts that are at odds, whatever they might be for you, they're balancing out. Yeah. I feel like you are entering this period of boldness and taking action and chasing your passions. And this is kind of the energy of you having the courage to be you, because this Aries energy really talks a lot about being bold, being you, uh, being totally yourself as you do this. So having the courage to be unique and to do maybe something that is unique, something that isn't the typical thing. No matter what anyone else thinks about it, no matter what anyone else says about it, you might actually surprise yourself with how bold you are in the next coming months. So far, we're looking at around Aries season. So if you're watching this video at the time that I'm posting, that is just a few months away, several months away at this point, but that could be an indication of timing of when you're feeling this boldness, or when you're kind of reaping the rewards of some bold action that you've taken. I just heard massive action, taking massive action. There's something about this energy, though, that this is not massive, reckless action. Like, that's what's so funny about it. It feels massive. It feels really bold. It feels like taking that kind of action that, like, it isn't all the way thought out. The answers aren't already known before you start. But there's also this element of having a plan. So this might be about setting goals for yourself, having an actionable plan, giving your passionate idea some sort of form or structure. And I keep hearing action plan. So this is about tapping into that passion, that boldness, that kind of wild energy, but putting a solid plan behind it. And I feel like that solid plan is actually giving you the confidence to be bold, to go for it. Okay, I'm going to start shuffling your oracle cards. I've been getting so excited in these readings. I'm just kind of like figuring out what area of your life this changes are coming in, or what energy it's tapping into. And then I'm like, I'm so curious, what is going on? What is this bold action that you're taking? Because this feels really exciting. This feels like maybe something you've even held back on for a long time. But once you can put this plan in place, or you can set manageable goals for yourself, you can start actually taking action on this and not feel overwhelmed about everything that could go wrong, or how crazy of an idea this is, because you have an actual, like, you have an actual plan, you have an action plan. I feel like some of you are creating a business plan. So the business is the passionate idea. There's something kind of driving you and fueling you, some idea that you have, but creating this business plan, maybe even some of you might be doing this like to get a loan, or to show somebody that you're serious about what's going on, but it really helps to solidify things for you, to make it more real, to lay out some goals for yourself that feel really actionable. I feel like we have to have, wow, there goes your card. I feel like we have to have a little talk here about goals, because I feel like it's relevant to this reading. We have healing hands here. Let's get this over. Number 6. Oh, interesting. I feel like you're breaking out of a period of analysis and moving into this period of massive action. And it starts with a plan. I feel like for some of you, this is what is the message that's coming through, is that there might be some goals that you need to set for yourself around this that's really going to help you, inspire you, and keep you motivated to take massive action toward whatever goal this is. And it's really important that these goals or milestones that you want to hit, they have something to do with you alone. So these are like goals about how how much you're going to do, not how much someone else is going to do, if that makes any sense. So this could be if you're going to write, let's say you have like word goals for yourself. I'm going to write the next chapter in this week, so that chapter will be complete in a week. Or I'm going to write 500 words today, or I'm going to write 1,000 words today, or whatever it might be. So just apply that to whatever's going on in your life. These are goals that are really important for you to just set output goals for yourself, because they really fuel this passion and they fuel this energy, and it gets you out of this analysis mode where you're worrying about like, well, what if no one likes my book? And that thought is keeping you from writing those 500 words. Like sometimes you can't get over the hump of analyzing how this is going to go, or playing out all the worst case scenarios, or leaning into that fear a little bit too much. And it's like creating this action plan for yourself is helping to really keep you focused, and it's helping you to take so much action on these goals. Your cards are jumping out of the deck. We have Illumination. I've got 2 more Oracle decks that I want to shuffle for you so that we can get the entire message at once. So let's see what we got a lot in here. Then you really well, we're on number 3. Changes you don't see coming. Oh my gosh. Power. Step into your power, Aries energy, and you get power. Wow. I have not even pulled this card before. I hadn't even seen this card in this deck before. It's a beautiful card. It's a very energetic and energized card talking about power. Step into your power. This is about the things that you can control, guys. This is about the things that you really can control, and really identifying that and taking bold action when it comes to what you can control. So, okay, we've got some beaver energy here. For a lot of you, this has to do with the work that you do. Beaver's a very, very, very hard worker. So this is about the work that you do and a systematic plan. This can even be about something that you have put a lot of hard work into, or something that you would be willing to devote a lot of hard work or a lot of study to. So this could be about your career or your studies. If this is something you're studying with the intention of making this your career, your job, what you're devoted to on a daily basis. So something you would be willing and you'd be energized to study and to pursue on a daily basis. That area is looking like it's presenting a lot of unexpected surprises and events for you. So when we talk about the kind of work that the beaver does, we're talking about work that you find very meaningful. Work that makes you happy. So the beaver is a hard worker, but because the work that the beaver does is enjoyable and it's rewarding, it doesn't really feel that much like hard work. Like it's still work, but it's enjoyable work. And there's kind of a work hard, play hard, or play even harder energy that comes with the beaver. So this can be the type of work or the type of scenario in your life that's giving you a lot of fulfillment and enjoyment, but it's also giving you downtime, time to rest, time to recharge, time for family. There's a good balance here. So I feel like there's something you might be working toward that's it's something you feel very passionate about, but it's also something that it's like you want to bring this into your life because it's going to create more balance in your life. It's going to create more time for everything that you enjoy. And it is going to give you kind of this like a powerful feeling, or this feeling of being in charge or being in control of your life. So this might be something that you're wanting to venture out and do on your own, giving you kind of that independent and in control feeling, in your power feeling. Yeah. I feel like um I'm sensing a theme here because we were talking about your passions and stepping into this power with the Aries energy, and now we're talking a lot about the work that you do. So there is kind of this theme of doing what brings you joy. And I feel like also with this beaver energy, there's always a message with the beaver energy that the task at hand kind of requires long-term steady work. So this might be even something that you've been planning for a long time, you've been thinking about for a long time, putting that systematic plan in place, something you have to study. So there might be like an actual degree you have to earn or a certificate you have to earn in order to do this thing. And this is about you working toward it. But we were talking about enjoyable and rewarding work that you would be willing to put that energy in. So I think for a lot of you, this is centering around your work, but I want to say more your purpose, because this feels like something that you feel is your purpose in life, something that is becoming more clear to you, something you're wanting and willing to take massive action on. And you might not see that like a real plan that seems doable to you is coming into form here. A real plan, something that seems systematic. The beaver is a builder, and we also have this healing hands card. So you might be some sort of healer, an energetic healer, a massage therapist, Reiki healer. I'm even hearing distance healing for some of you. Or this can reference work that you do with your hands, something you make with your hands, a very tactile kind of energy coming through here. For some of you, I'm even seeing that this might be healing that's taking place for you that you don't see coming. And so this could be even receiving some of these healing modalities. This could be receiving Reiki or receiving distance healing. Yeah, I feel like a lot of you are meeting someone that's going to help you to heal. And it's like this healing that takes place is helping you to step into your power. You're feeling clear mentally, you're feeling physically strong, and it's making you kind of feel like the sky's the limit on what you can do because something's recharging you. So this could be about bringing a lot of healing to your physical body, and it's allowing you to like step into this powerful place where you can start creating and doing what you want from this place of like energy and focus and passion. This might sound odd to some of you, but for some of you, this healing energy really is coming from you, and there's something that you do with your hands. And like I was saying, this could be Reiki, but I'm actually getting my palms are getting hot. So this might be some sort of healing that you perform, or some type of skill you're learning or a gift you're tapping into that's actually tapping you into this healing energy, some sort of energetic healing, and you might actually feel that energy coming off of your hands when you do this work. Really interesting, very specific message for some of you, but it's like you're tapping into that power. I feel like some of you, it might even be something that you couldn't feel before. So maybe you were studying some sort of energetic healing modality and you couldn't really feel the energy coming through you before. And now it's like something's clicking, something's changing, and you start feeling that energy massively, just like pouring through you. That is a powerful place to be. That's a powerful place to be. Yeah, there's so many messages and so much pulling me back to this this plan or the systematic approach, because I think for some of you this has to do with your studies, and it is about taking the courses that you need to in the order that you need to and sticking with this so that you can reach this place of pursuing this passion of yours. Because I think for some of you, this is not only a passion, but a natural innate gifting that you have. You have this healing gift or whatever this might be for you. And these studies are just helping you to charge this up. It's just, it's almost like it's plugging you in. You're the perfect conduit for this energy to come through, and you're studying something, you're researching something, you're taking some sort of course that's actually, it's powering this up. It's awakening this power and this energy within you, and it's helping you to learn how to channel it. But it's about sticking through this and going through the process and going through the ups and downs and the frustration about it, because you might at times feel like I'm not getting anywhere. I don't feel it. I can't tap back into it, but yeah, bit by bit, steady progress, systematic, taking those steps. I love it. I love this energy. Um, I want to talk more about this healing hands card, like the message that actually comes with this card. So you see it's two hands here, kind of grasping each other in this imagery. And this card, the energy that comes with this card, like it really, it talks about, I feel like the energy that this card references, it's kind of a guide to you in times of distress. So one of these hands represents order and the other represents chaos. And I feel like your passion or your multi-passionate nature that we were kind of talking about, I feel like that can sometimes cause chaotic situations or confusing situations for you because you have so many ideas, you have such strong passions, and it can be difficult to figure out how to channel all of that in one direction to get the result that you're trying to get. So this giving me the energy of things starting to make sense, things coming together cohesively, clear plans starting to form and getting put in place, kind of just balancing out that chaos with that clarity, that order. It's just so interesting that this card came out for you because the systematic approach is talking about order, putting things in order. And this is like taking all of those wild ideas that are running around in your head, taking all of these various passions and all of these talents and putting them together in a cohesive way that makes sense. And I feel like for a lot of you, you thought that will never make sense. Like I'll never make sense out of it. I'm just going to have to maybe let go of this thing and pursue this thing. But you can't ever really decide which thing to go after. This is the energy of that starting to make sense, a plan being formed, the perfect outlet for this. So there, something might be revealed to you that's like, that's the perfect combination of all of those things that I was once trying to do and couldn't make sense of. But I found one way that all of these things, like I get to explore these different passions. I get to use my organized side and my artistic side and my wild side and my, have to have a plan side, whatever that might be for you, all in one. All those ideas channeled into one, making your goals really actionable. So with this illumination card, I feel like this is that energy of like, there's a mist here, there's a fog, and seeing through that fog can be hard. So this might not have made sense to you before. This might not have seemed possible. You may not have seen a way, but it's like things are becoming clear as that mist or that fog and that confusion lifts. You're seeing through the mist. And this is kind of an exercise in trusting what you know to be true in your heart. Trusting that what you know is true in your heart more than what you see on the outside, or more than what your logical or rational mind tells you, or more than what a logical or rational person tells you. You trust what you feel more than that. You trust this passion that's driving you, and you trust that a plan can be made and can be put in place to allow this passion to have an outlet, to let this power flow through you and out of you into the world. This is like the feeling of like, you can move mountains. That's what this power card is saying. You can move mountains. Let's look at your tarot and see what messages we have for you. There are 3 changes. Unexpected challenges. That number 3 does not coming. Wow. Okay. She did something not see coming. By 3. I just heard healing. There might be healing for a family member. This is something that you would have been maybe worried about or concerned about. So healing for a family member, and some of you are even pursuing some form of healing to help a family member. So there might be some kind of unexpected change there. We have the 5 of Wands. Messages by number 3. 4 of Swords. 4 of Wands. Wow. Wheels of Fortune. So much repeated energy. Some of these cards showed up in the last 2 readings. So, whoa, really interesting here. You look at this bottom of the deck. 8 of Wands energy. Okay. We actually had another 8 at the bottom, the 8 of Cups. So I just want to make note of that. 8's a number of manifestation, actually a big theme in reading 2. So something, there might be a tie-in here. 8 of Wands, something's really speeding up for you. And I feel like it's this energy of stepping into your power. So this bottom of the deck energy is going to kind of represent like a big idea that you want to pull from this, and it's a perfect end cap, because we start out with this energy of step into your power. We end with this 8 of Wands energy, which is a really powerful energy, fire energy. It's forceful, it's fast, it makes things happen. And that's the energy that we're dealing with here with this first quarter moon in Aries. You're making things happen. And what's really interesting about this is you don't even see this coming. Like, you don't see this massive growth and this transformation and this forward momentum. And I think for a lot of you, the reason you don't see this is because there's a missing piece. There's something you haven't figured out yet or haven't discovered yet. And it's like that actionable plan. Some part of this is like, it's going to make this more actionable for you, and it's going to make it effortless for you to take all of this action. It's going to happen fast. Once you start going, you really go. And that was sort of indicated by this idea of power that keeps getting repeated here. You really go when you go. When you move, stuff starts happening. So we have Wheel of Fortune energy. Things kind of turning in your favor, confusion fading away. We were talking about with this illumination card, that mist lifting. So it's going to feel like fate is on your side with this. We're dealing here with the fixed sign energies when we look at the Wheel of Fortune. So we're dealing with Taurus energy, with Leo energy, with Scorpio energy, with Aquarius energy here. Really, really beautiful, exciting. I'm seeing like you kind of taking this step back, because we have this 5 of Wands energy, and this can talk about conflict in your life, in your world, and you could have experienced that, some sort of outside conflict. I also, because of the way this reading is laid out, I feel like there's a lot of internal conflict going on here. And that could be this internal battle of like, how do I balance out these different parts of myself, these different sides of myself, this wild idea? How do I make that actionable? Because it can feel a lot of times like, how do I get from step A to Z? Like, I don't know how to navigate all of everything in between, the B, C, D, E, F, everything in between. I'm not sure how to do that. I just have this big picture, and I've got me right here now, and like, how do I get over here? And to me, this is like, that can create a lot of internal conflict. The 4 of Swords is about a time of reflection, kind of taking that time out to realize something. So this might be when you actually realize what this systematic plan and approach can be for you. I love the imagery on this 4 of Swords, because it's just like, it's so peaceful, and it looks like a choice to meditate. So that might be kind of a message for some of you, that there might be a need to quiet down, kind of fall into some sort of meditation practice or something like that. But quieting down is going to give you this step, the steps, the action plan, the step 1, the step 2, the step 3, and you're going to start seeing how to navigate that. You don't have to know how to get to the end of a long, dark hallway when you're standing at the doorway. You just have to take a step. You just have to walk. And I feel like this inner reflection is going to show you what those steps are. And then you come out of this Four of Swords energy and right into the Four of Wands, which I love because the Four of Wands is a really celebratory energy. It can talk about reconnecting with people. It can talk about like a homecoming type of event. So this might be about you reconnecting with friends, with family, sharing this gift with family. We were talking about healing in connection with family. So for some of you, this kind of if you are pursuing some sort of healing modality or something like this really might be tied into your family connections. This might be you might have helping a family member in mind, but this also can be about you sharing these gifts, sharing what you've learned, sharing what you've discovered, and being in this really happy place. What I see happening for you is that in the near future, being around friends and family members is going to feel so uplifting for you, even if it feels like these connections are not the most stable right now. And it really is coming from this place of you being in your power and you being bold. And like we were saying, being you. Like you're in such an authentic place. And I really do love these cards because you see like the way that she's looking, both of these people on this card, but like it just feels like people who are very happy, like very happy with where they are, who they are, what they've accomplished, what they're learning, how they're growing. And this feels like it's just a form of celebration. When you get around those people that love and support you, and that maybe even share interests with you, you feel so much more yourself. You feel just so much more confident being in this place. And I love this energy. And it just feels like something that changes for you. You step into this power and it just things start changing, it starts unfolding, you start seeing the next steps to take. I feel like this is really important for some of you because I just heard that you've been in this energy of being lost, being completely lost, feeling like I don't know where I am, I don't know what I'm doing with my life, I don't know where I'm going, that type of thing. And it's like this is really important to hear because once this confusion lifts, once that chaos gets sorted into something that feels more orderly to you, you are in this place of power and you are in this place of knowing what you want and going after what you want, and things start changing and clicking into place for you. And I love some of this repeated energy that like I saw some of these cards show up in the previous readings, and I feel like that's collective energy. And this is everybody like pushing forward and entering this time that feels like now is the time. Like now is the time for me to do this. Now is the time for me to go forward, to take those steps. Even if they're scary steps, it's like somehow you're making this really manageable with this plan. I love it. I'm going to pull some advice for you before we wrap up your reading. So just messages and advice. This portion of the reading is completely open. Whatever your guides want you to know, we will deal with. That's a lot. Messages for number 3. Okay. We had these cards flip out. We had not yet, which is so interesting. I kind of just want to talk about that because I think that we're talking about like figuring out this plan and knowing the systematic approach. Once you know what your plan is, what your next step is, you hit the ground running. And I feel like this not yet energy is the Four of Swords energy. There's a time to pull back and reflect and figure out what those steps are. And I get it. If you don't know what they are, it feels like, well, I don't know what they are. Like you want to know right now. How am I going to figure out what the steps are when I don't know what they are? Just breathe. Just pull back, because the advice here and the energy here is you don't see this coming. You don't see this clarity even coming, but there is kind of the need to just settle. It might not be the time to take all this action right now, because there is the need to put this plan in place, to have it make sense to you, to get this little bit of information where something clicks and you start seeing how you can really make this happen, and how you can feel comfortable and confident taking these next steps. But it might not be just like right this second. So yeah. And then what's interesting about this, after not yet, you had overnight. And that's 8 of Wands. It's like, it might not be right this second. You have to see the plan. But once you do see the plan and you start implementing the plan, it starts happening so fast. It starts happening overnight. Your failures don't define you. The times this hasn't worked out, it's in the past. It's in the past because the timing probably wasn't right. The answers weren't clear. It's in the past. If there's something you want to start and you have had this kind of feeling and excitement before and it hasn't worked out, let it go. It's fine. You're going to go from here. And the plan and the steps that you have laid out in front of you now, it's different. So this is going to be a different story. This is going to be a different story for you guys. Let's see what other messages. Number 3. Gosh, this is like a sudden burst, and it's so interesting. You had all these messages of power, and then it's like overnight success, things changing overnight. Let's see, get one more message for you, number 3. At least one more. I had advice here for number 3. Guidance messages. You had soon, not yet, soon, and overnight. Wow. Okay. You also had instant chemistry come out. So, for some of you, this could be about a fire sign. We saw a lot of fire energy here, so this could be about a fire sign. There might be somebody that you're instantly clicking with, and someone where you're feeling that power and that powerful connection with. I'm drawn back to this idea, these two hands kind of clasped together. So this is about something happening really instantly, but it's funny because you keep having themes of that. Like it might seem slow or it might seem confusing, and then something happens very fast. Something happens instantly. Everything changes, and I feel like that is kind of a theme for you. There are a lot of things that you don't see coming that can just instantly turn around, almost like they just turn around overnight. Instantly, you're in 8 of Wands energy, and things are moving, and plans are being made, and things are clear to you. So very interesting, very exciting for you, number 3. Thank you so much for hanging out with me and letting me read your cards. I think I'm going to wrap it up there. So if you did enjoy this reading, if you resonated with any of these messages, don't forget to like the video, leave me a comment down below, and hit subscribe if you feel like it. And hopefully I will see you again in another reading really soon. Bye. Hi, number 4. If you were drawn to this oracle card and the number 222, this is going to be your reading. We're going to be looking at changes that you don't see coming in the near future. So I want to look at your card and see what message is on this card. And then we're going to look at kind of how these play together. And it's going to give us an indication of what areas of your life are going to be transformed by these changes. So your card is actually New Moon in Libra. And this card says, "Know you are loved." Okay, repeating 2s might be significant to you, and what's jumping out to me is 2s are representative of partnership and of balance. This can be like romantic partnership, this can be business partnership, but yeah, the kind of with this message, know you are loved, I'm seeing a tie in there, and I'm seeing that this might have something to do with some form of partnership for you, or some form of reassurance about the role that you play, either in relationships or maybe at your place of work, or what you're contributing in the world, the work that you're doing. So interesting tie in there. We have this Libra energy, and Libra obviously also talks about balance, balancing the scales, bringing fairness and equality to a situation in your life. So this might be something that you didn't foresee, something that you didn't think was possible for a situation to become balanced that was once completely out of balance. Maybe a situation that wasn't reciprocated, or a situation in your life where you're giving so much to something and it doesn't feel like you're getting what you deserve out of it, or getting as much as you're putting in out of it. So for some reason, like a work scenario is coming to mind for me, but this can be any situation in your life. This could be a job that you feel like you pour your heart and soul and your energy and your time into, and it just like the appreciation's not there, the recognition's not there, maybe the money's not there. So this could be something that you have maybe viewed as a dead end, and some kind of balance is being restored to that situation, and something that makes you feel like you are loved, cared for, appreciated. So this could be that balance is being restored to the situation, or this could talk about you moving on to a situation that makes you feel more loved, appreciated, and that brings more balance into this area of your life. So we'll look at that. Keep that in mind as we move through this reading, because that might be significant, that there might be indications that certain areas of your life will be healed by this balancing energy, and it could be that you will be moving away from unbalanced energy and into energy that feels more balanced. So if we look at timing around this, kind of the dates between like the 32nd, the 23rd of September to around like the 22nd of October might be significant to you in some way, or could have played a significant role in the area of your life that's going to be most affected by these changes that are headed your way. So I'm seeing really, really strong energy around love in your life already coming through. And like I was saying, it doesn't have to be romantic love, but there is a strong indication of this when we look at this sort of energy, Libra energy, and the energy of two. It might be for you that this love and support that you're receiving is from friends, from family members. This can be like an outpouring of love. I kind of want to say a confession of love from someone that you never thought you would hear that from, because we're kind of asking about the changes that you're not expecting, and it feels like all this love and this balance is something that you're not expecting. So this is either coming from a coming from an area of your life where you may have written this off, you may have written this person off or the situation off. This could even be kind of hearing feelings expressed from someone that has never been very demonstrative, has never really demonstrated a lot of love and affection. So this could even be from a parent, someone who maybe doesn't show a lot of affection or doesn't actually say, I love you, I appreciate you, I see you. This could be kind of receiving that affirmation from someone that you never ever thought you would hear it from. So this is really interesting. Oh my gosh, you guys. This happened in one of the other readings, and it's like I'll just get a random message that I'm like, oh my gosh, is this only from one person? So I almost don't want to say it, but when it comes through like this, I have to. Some of you are finding a message from someone that, oh, I feel like I'm gonna cry. Some of you are finding a message from someone who maybe has left your life. This could even be someone who has passed away, and you might find something that this person has written to you or about you, or hear from someone else that this person kind of demonstrated or expressed their love and their care and their appreciation for you in a way that you never knew. So it's like you're finding this out in a situation where you thought there was no chance of you hearing this from this person. The opportunity had already passed, and you're now hearing something that you never thought you would hear. So that might just be a message for some of you. Take that if it resonates. For others of you, this is a confession of love from someone that you might not have expected it from, or appreciation from a boss that you didn't expect it from. But yeah, I am feeling that for some of you, this might be someone who has left your life one way or another, and it's like you are finding out that this person did actually love and care for you in a way that really touches you, in a way that really, I feel like it's healing and it restores balance to a situation. So some things are coming clear to you. Wow. Whew. That was kind of overwhelming energy. It feels like it will overwhelm you. It will surprise you. You will be very emotional about this. Wow. The dynamic of one or more of like the important relationships in your life might be changing relatively soon. And it looks like that's kind of the case here. Like, if that's the case, these relationships are changing in ways that make them more fair in some way, or more equal in some way, or kind of like if the feeling that ideas are being shared between you and at least one other person more freely and more effortlessly. So partnering with someone on something, someone that really gets you, that understands your vision, bringing your vision to life. You might be working with someone in a professional capacity, that you might be working with an advisor in some way, and it's like they're giving you good advice. They're leading you and guiding you in the direction that you want to move in. Um, this can also be like communication and feelings, some like the channels of communication opening up between you and someone, and these feelings are being expressed that were held back before, and it feels like it's restored, if it's bringing some sort of restorative energy to this. So you might even find that you're feeling more confident in yourself and in the work that you're doing, like more confident that whatever you're doing is valuable, or that you're making an impact. I feel like some of this is brought to your attention from this outpouring of love or appreciation. So by hearing this, you might start to see like, yeah, I am doing good work, or yes, I am valuable in this situation. I am contributing, and it is seen and it's appreciated. It's being recognized. I feel like that's kind of the energy here. I'm gonna start shuffling oracle cards. I've been doing this with all of his readings because just as this beginning energy unfolds, I get so curious, like what's going on here, and I just want to get these cards out. Yeah, I feel like a lot of you're receiving like a lot of positive feedback about something. This might be positive feedback from your audience or from your customers. This could be positive feedback from your supervisor, your boss, even your partner, someone recognizing the work that you've done, how much of yourself you've poured into a project that you're working on, or a relationship or something like that. We have Cycles of Life, card 4. Okay, let's move this over. Okay. Cycles of Life makes me think about like reaping and sowing, and we're talking about maybe some recognition, or yeah, reaping the rewards of something, some kind of work that you put in. So this might be about you entering a time of your life where like it is time for you to reap, or it's time for things to grow and blossom and flourish for you. Cycles of Life talks about kind of the ebb and flow of life. And if you look at nature, you just like you can see it so clearly. And it's really helpful actually to look at nature, because sometimes we're in a period of our life. We could look at it as like a winter period where it's like nothing's blooming, nothing's growing. We kind of feel like, wow, I just dropped a bunch of cards. We kind of feel like our work isn't paying off, or things aren't coming to fruition the way we had hoped. And it's like we might just be in a phase of life where we just have to go through that time. Like we're in a winter period, and soon will come spring, when things do start to bloom, and where things start to take root, and we start to be able to see the efforts like on the outside, see all of what we put into a project coming to life. So this is telling me that something that you did devote yourself to that might have felt unbalanced, something you felt like you put a lot of energy into but didn't get the reward, you might be entering a time where you're starting to see that reward, and kind of just recognizing that you could have just been in a slow growth period, or in kind of like that winter period if things have felt slow. We have Freedom. 2 more oracle decks, I promise. I'll hurry. Let's see. Just 2 more. What if this new cycle, you guys, because I feel like this new cycle, it's providing you with this sense of freedom. Kind of this idea that anything's possible, or more is possible than you originally might have thought. Communication. Wow. communication coming through for some of you, because I was already picking up on that. Lines of communication might open up with this energy of two and balancing things out. So this might be about getting that communication that you need. And for some of you, this is communication in general, like hearing from someone. And for others, this is the communication that you need, like what they needed to hear. Something that you needed to hear, the recognition that you needed, the appreciation that you needed to hear from someone, the love being communicated that you needed to hear. Let's get one more card. I'm just going to pull you an animal spirit card and then get on with it. Let's get on with it. Elephant. I love that. I love that. Okay. I felt called to look at the bottom of the deck. You have stingray energy at the bottom of the deck. This can talk about like kind of an awakening, tapping into all of these new energies, accessing all of this new information and these new feelings. And it kind of does bring you back to that cycles of life. It's like entering into this new cycle. So, I feel like so much is changing for you. I'm going to start with the elephant energy. Well, I guess I already started with the cycles of life, but no, I'm not. I'm not going to start. I'm being pulled between these two energies here, and it's like the cycles of life. This is card 4. Sorry, I'm getting excited. I'm getting ahead of myself. 4s are a lot about balance and about bringing stability. Like think about a chair that only has 3 legs. It's not going to be the most stable chair for you to sit on, especially if they're configured like there should be 4. You know what I mean? Like you're going to fall over if you sit in a chair like that, or a table that, you know, is missing a leg. It's going to fall over. So there's this idea of balance again. And the energy of 4 can be like a very celebratory energy. The energy of doing things that bring us into balance. So this can also be back to that kind of like if we've been in a slow period, if we've been in that winter period, and it's like, will spring ever come? This is kind of an indication that yes, spring will come, summer will come, fall will come, like autumn time and the harvest season for you. And this is just an analogy. It's not literally like you're moving through the seasons, but sometimes our lives can mirror and mimic those seasons of life as well. So this is like some stability is coming your way, and it might be coming in an unexpected form because these are changes that you're not seeing coming. So this is something changing in an existing relationship or environment that you really didn't see coming, that's bringing more stability. But most of all, what I'm seeing here is with the elephant energy. So with the elephant, we think about like obstacles, because an elephant can overcome any obstacle. It can straight up knock the obstacle out of the way. And so I feel like if there was an obstacle to balance, if there was an obstacle to connection or to communication in a situation in your life, you might not realize that this is changing and that this obstacle is about to be eliminated completely. That's kind of the energy of the elephant. And another important message that comes through with the elephant is that some of the obstacles that have been placed in our path were there for a reason. And we start to see that kind of looking back on it. So if you have been in that slow growth period that we were talking about, you might even look back on that period and start to see why there was the need for slowness, or what lessons needed to learn, or what had to be healed before this communication could take place, or whatever it is. So it might have felt like obstacle after obstacle, but what I'm seeing here that's really beautiful is you're kind of seeing the purpose of these obstacles. You can even see how those obstacles may have guided you and led you to exactly the right place. That happens sometimes. It's like we're trying to walk. We might be just trying to go in a straight line, and boom, here comes something to get in our way. So we go around it and we try to be strong, and then we run into another obstacle. And, you know, maybe we have to take a minute to rest and recover, and we find a way around it, and then, oh, there's another obstacle. And the place that we end up after we have kind of skirted around and avoided and sidestepped all of these obstacles, is a place that we would not have ended up had those obstacles not been there. Like, we will end up in a completely different location because we had to go around all of these things that were unexpected, that were inconvenient, that were not in alignment with our goal, our plan, our vision. But the beautiful thing about this, and what I'm seeing is happening for you with this freedom card, is I think you do get a sense of freedom knowing that these obstacles that you have faced were there for a reason. They were there to teach you a lesson. They were there to bring balance, to even make you notice that balance was needed in a situation. Let me use a personal example for this because it's really what's coming to mind. I have personally had a lot of health struggles, and I struggled a lot years ago with being very ill, like to the point of not being able to enjoy life whatsoever. And it's a difficult thing to go through. It's a frustrating thing to go through. It's something where you just feel like, oh, now this problem and that problem. And there's all these things I want to do, and I have this huge obstacle of health in the way. And for anyone who has struggled with health issues, you know how huge an obstacle that is, because if you don't have your health, it's really hard to enjoy any part of life. But the thing about all of this is, and I can only see this looking back, a lot of growth took place during that time. A lot of introspection took place during that time. A lot of refining what I wanted out of my life and what I wanted to experience and how I wanted to grow. A lot of that happened because of these obstacles, because I wouldn't have gotten clear. You know, sometimes your world gets narrowed down so much that you have to gain some sort of clarity. It's like, if I only have this much longer on this earth, what do I want to do? I want to get very clear and deliberate about my days. I want to make sure that I'm enjoying, that I'm growing, that I'm loving, that I'm thriving, that I'm really living, because when you are kind of faced with the idea of not getting to do that, things become clear. So a lot of times we learn a lot about ourselves, a lot about what we want, and we might be in a period of like standstill. That was a period of standstill for me, for sure. I couldn't really do much of anything. So it's like, I might have all of these dreams and visions and ideas, but I can't really do anything. I was in that winter period. I can't execute on all of this because I have all these obstacles. But you start to really see and get free from the idea that that obstacle threw you off your course. If that obstacle was tragic and terrible, when you see the lessons that you learned, the clarity that you gained, how much more deliberate and clear you can go into a spring season after a period of winter and reflection and drawing in and things going slow and things not working out, how much more clear you can be when you come out of that, knowing what you want, and how much more balanced you can be. Because this balance that's changing for you, this might be you changing and developing a more balanced approach. You might have to, if like going on with the health struggle example, you may have to figure out ways to implement more balance in your life. Maybe you're burning the candle at both ends and it's just too hard to keep up with all of that, and it's just not healthy for you, and it won't actually create the life that you want. If you're always in a state of exhaustion, or you're sick, or you're devoting all this time to things that you don't really care about. So you might need to implement more balance. And sometimes these obstacles show that to you. They hold a mirror up and they say, hey, yeah, you got to get this together, or you're really not going to be able to enjoy the sort of freedom that you want. You're really not going to be able to experience the life that you want. So yeah, and for a lot of you, I feel like there might even be a spiritual communication aspect to this, because it is a time when we are in that that standstill period. It can be a time where we start communicating a lot more with our guides, with our angels. We start getting more clear about getting those messages, like receiving those messages and understanding them. This is so interesting. Yeah, definitely apply this to whatever it is in your life, especially if you felt like you were at a standstill, because I feel like these obstacles are being lifted And there is a sense of freedom here. There's this sense of like, oh, I can finally go because I am moving into this next cycle of life. I can finally go. I got the communication I needed. I got the message I needed, and now it's time. So this is coming for you in the near future. Obstacles being lifted, and even you understanding the point of those obstacles being there in the first place. I kind of want to talk about this freedom card a little bit because if I'm not mistaken, on this card, this is actually showing a swallow, I think. Is this a swallow? I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure this is the bird that's depicted on this card. And the message here is swallows can actually be very solitary birds, but they usually choose to nest in a colony. So this is bringing me back to this idea of partnership. This can be kind of this idea of like, who you're surrounding yourself with is definitely a choice. And the number 2 takes me back to the idea of choice as well. It's like, it's one or the other type of thing. And it's like, I think you guys are really being delivered about who you surround yourself with. And it's giving you this sense of empowerment and freedom. To choose to surround yourself with people and even things, like even surrounding yourself with an environment that's conducive to you entering this next phase and you loving and supporting yourself. So there is really a choice here. There's a choice to partner out because we have this idea of partnership. There's the choice to partner up with like-minded people. And to kind of be in this energy of like, this could be your soul family. For some of you, this could be a friend. So there might be an opportunity to really surround yourself with, yeah, I'm hearing like birds of a feather who flock together. So yeah, that might be what that choice is about. Knight of Wands, 8 of Cups. Okay. I gotta pause because if I don't, I'm gonna forget. But what I feel like I was expecting to see the 8 of Cups, and then it's here because I think earlier we were talking about either balance is going to be restored to an existing situation, or you might be leaving the situation and moving on to one that has more balance. And that can actually, for some of you, that might even still be the existing situation, but there is kind of this feeling of moving on from something that didn't work. And something that wasn't balanced and where you weren't being appreciated, and you're moving into a situation where you are. So this could be, for instance, what I mean by that, when I say it's the same, it could be the same situation, but it changes. This could be like a job where you are promoted to a higher position because of the work that you're doing. It's being recognized. You're being appreciated for that work that you're doing. There's more balance because now you're going to make more money. You have more responsibility. You have people reporting to you or something like that, but you didn't actually leave or walk away from the job as a whole. And for others of you, you might actually walk away from that job, get another offer, move into something that is more of a passion to you with this Knight of Wands, pursuing something that's more of a passion to you. And that is where you really do find that balance, because when we are in that energy of pursuing something that it feeds our soul. So in that way, it's like it pays us back. We dedicate our time, our energy, our focus to it, and it pays us back by filling us up. So really interesting energy, and kind of funny because when I was saying before you might literally walk away from something and into a more balanced situation, I saw the 8 of Cups. So really interesting. What else do we have here for number 4? Changing frequency. You guys are walking away from something and towards something more passionate, something you feel more passionate about. If we look at these cards, walking away from these 8 cups, and the Knight of Wands walks toward a passion, moves toward a passion. Page of Cups. Did I say the Knight of Cups? Sorry, the Knight of Wands. Okay. Page of Cups. The pages are messengers, and The cups cards are connected to our emotions and connected to love. So I do wonder if some of you are receiving that message of love, that communication that we were talking about before. Number 4, changes coming, outpouring of love, communication. Communication in some area you don't expect it. It's so interesting. This is someone you don't expect to hear from. Oh, the 2 of Cups. Yeah. This is somebody you might not have expected to hear from, but this is partnership. And someone who's going to be reliable, somebody who's going to meet you right where you are and balance this out. So 2s are a major theme for you guys. I wonder if that's been apparent to you. I'm gonna look at the bottom of the deck, Ace of Wands. So new passion, kind of an invitation for newness and a lot of abundance with this Empress energy. Wow. Okay. Some of you might be finding out that you are expecting a child, or that someone really close to you is expecting a child with this Empress energy, and all of this newness, this childlike energy with the pages too. But this might be news that's very surprising, and something that it's going to bring a lot of love into your life and bring a lot of balance. So interesting. And that's a message for a select few of you, I am sure. But you might be finding out that there's a new addition to the family, even to your friend group. So this might be a close friend of yours. If it's not you yourself or your partner, this might be a close friend of yours. And when we talk about cycles of life, this might be moving into a new cycle of being a parent. This could even be adopting a pet and becoming a parent to like a little puppy or a cat or whatever, a bird, whatever type of animal you're feeling drawn to and connected to. But there's like a newness here, entering some sort of new phase and a new cycle with this, and really pursuing a lot of passions here, moving away from situations that don't feel balanced. That's so crazy that you guys have the 2 of Cups, though. So I'm just looking to see if there's anything else I see before we wrap up with a little bit of advice. I'm seeing a lot of love and support for you guys that you might not realize is there for you. I'm seeing that the obstacles that have held you back or held these situations back are moving out of the way, and that's allowing you to really enter this new phase of life, this new cycle. So I don't know what that means for you, because this could be a change of career, and it's like you're entering this whole new phase. This could be a new phase of a relationship that's existing. This could also be a new relationship completely, or becoming a parent. But I feel like this new phase moves you closer to something that you are passionate about, and something that you feel like you can really start fresh with. So this might even be renewed energy around something that's existing job, existing connection. Let's see about some advice or messages for you, number 4. Messages do you have for number 4? Oh, we have soon. I think that came out in reading 3. So these changes are happening sooner rather than later. We were looking at in the near future, but this might be something that's happening a lot sooner than you think. What other messages do you have? Oh, I think a card flipped. Let me see if I can find that. Oh, we have Dare to Dream. Wow. So really, this is something up for a lot of you. These changes that are coming in, you really don't expect them. You've given up on the idea of this for a lot of you, or there's one thing in your life you've given up on the idea, like we were talking about. Like you're thinking this person's never going to contact me, or this relationship will never get fixed, or I'll never be recognized at work. I should just walk away. And it's like, dare to dream. Some of you might not think that this passion that you want to pursue, you might think there's too many obstacles. You might think that there's no way these obstacles will just disappear for you. Okay. So I had cards flip and I'm digging them out. And here's what I see. Partnership. We've been talking about that the entire time. Support. The same. We've been talking about this the whole time. So you might not realize that this support is here for you, that this partnership is here for you. You might have given up. You never expect it. We have imagine and dare to dream. So this might be about you actually manifesting, visualizing things going the way that you want them to. And I think for a lot of you, a big reason that these are changes you don't see coming is because you may have just given up. There's so many cards that came out that flipped over. So we have make a plan. The decision is yours. Can't stop thinking about you and speak your truth. Oh, okay. Some of you, like, this is a love thing. Like a big portion of the changes that you can expect have to do with love or some sort of partnership. And there's somebody that can't stop thinking about you. There's somebody that might be right now planning to make their move to contact you, to communicate with you. And I feel like this person is approaching this situation like the decision is yours. The ball is in your court. They're going to talk to you. They're going to express their feelings to you, but really the decision is yours. And at the end of the day, you are aware that this is up to you, whatever choice you make. And this could also have to do with options in your life, career options, changes you want to make. It's like, this is just up to you deciding that you can have this because you have this dare to dream. You have support that you've never known or recognize that you have. So this decision is yours. I feel like somebody has you on their mind and somebody wants to somebody wants to speak their truth about the connection that you have with them, about this partnership, about potentially even rekindling something. I'm seeing for some of you a new beginning somewhere. Wow. I feel like there's so many opportunities here and it just depends on what's going on. If you've applied for a position recently and it's something that you feel like is just way out of reach, there's somebody that literally can stop thinking that you're the candidate that is perfect for the job. And this could be even if like you don't have all the experience. You might not have the proper experience. You might not feel qualified. You might still be in school and you're like, are you going to hire me when I haven't even really completed my studies? But it's like, they can't stop thinking that, oh, there's something here. Because there's something about you and there's something about your passion here. So it might not be about a job, but kind of take that as it resonates. Apply that to your situation however it makes sense for you, because it's like, even if it's something that you really don't have a lot of hope around, you might have reached out to maybe work with a company on something or something like that, a partnership, a collaboration, and you're like, there's no way this person's going to give me the time of day. Maybe you sent your music to somebody and you're like, they're not going to listen to this. I just don't have any faith in this. Or maybe you haven't sent it because you kind of have this idea that nobody's going to care about what I have to say. Nobody wants to listen to my music. Nobody wants to see my art, whatever it might be. But what's coming through here is like, you're not going to realize the impact that you're making in this situation. You're not going to realize how appealing your resume actually looks or how much your music was speaking to somebody. You dropped off some kind of recording and you're like, they'll never listen to it. They can't stop listening to it, actually. They're like, I want to get in contact with this person and see what's going on because I've been playing that song on repeat. I can't get that song out of my head. It's that kind of energy. Or someone that you met, it's like they can't stop thinking about you. They want to contact you and tell you how they feel. So, yeah. Strengthen your belief around this is what I want to say. Strengthen your belief around it. Dare to dream that this is possible for you and take those steps, make that plan, take the steps that would be necessary to bring this into fruition because why not? Because it could happen, because that could be your story. It could be your story that you stood out among the crowd, that you were seen and that you were appreciated, that you did win. There's kind of this element of winning. So this might be like a contest or something. Against all odds is how this is coming to, because you may have given up on this. So yeah, I think I'm going to leave it there for you. Number 4, I'm losing light rapidly here. It's just getting dark so early now. So yeah, I want you to be able to see your cards. So I'm going to wrap up this reading. I want to thank you so much for hanging out with me and letting me read your cards. If you did like this reading, if you resonated with any of these messages, don't forget to hit like, leave me a comment down below, and hit subscribe if you feel like it. And hopefully I will see you again in another reading really, really soon. Bye.